All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back on the fight front once again. Just got done with a little workout here, man. But just want to do a quick video on, this past Saturday's fight between Eleider Alvarez and Sergey Kovalev. Um, Man, like, this is the one thing, man. Like, people just don't understand. Like, getting the belt and keeping it, it's a hard job, man. When fighters, they work hard to get to the top. They keep on pushing and pushing for that title. That title shot, and when they get it, that hard part is keeping it. And Saturday night it proved that it was kind of too much for Eleider Alvarez, man. Because right off top, man, like this fight, like he didn't show the same type of intensity. He didn't show the same type of intensity that he did the first fight. It really looked like he didn't want the belt as much as he thought he did. It was either that or a mixture of the fact that Kovalev, he got a new trainer, he got Buddy McGirt, and Buddy McGirt helped him. McGirt helped him sharpen up on some things. Now, I think it was really a mixture of both because Eleider Alvarez didn't look like the same Eleider Alvarez, and I mean, if he would have really followed the blueprint from the last fight, I felt like he could have, won again or scored a knockout the same way because Kovalev really didn't change that much. He didn't change that much that he did from the previous fight. That's why sometimes I wonder, like, all these trainers, man, like, I'm not the biggest Sergey Kovalev fan. I'm not really a fan of him, but some of these guys like John David Jackson and Buddy McGirt, they must really see something in him, or they must really be getting, a good piece of change. He really must be begging these guys to train him, as much as, as kind of a negative person as he is, I mean, like I said, Buddy McGirt, like, really go out his way to train this guy and really invest time in somebody that, kind of seemed like a bully, was talking all this race shit before. I just kind of find that strange. But let's look at the fight, man. I mean, first half of the fight, Eleider Alvarez, really, again, didn't show that intensity, man. He was doing a lot of waiting. He was backing up, trying to really wait for that counter. At the same time, I don't know if he was just on that back foot trying to avoid Kovalev's, pressure. Maybe he thought Kovalev was going to apply that same pressure where he could just set up one of the same counter punches that worked in the last fight. But because he wasn't really trying to establish a jab the first couple of rounds. He was just kind of moving around, and this was letting Kovalev, like I said, make Kovalev look better than he did in the first fight because neither one of them were really, trying to meet in the middle. Like whenever they were meeting in the middle, Alvarez was able to counter more, and he was able to get off a few more shots. But this time he was kind of waiting a lot and trying to lure Kovalev in, but a lot of the times Kovalev was fighting at a mid-range, and by the time Eleider Alvarez would take a couple steps back, he was out of range, and then Kovalev would come in and just land, his jab and just kind of stay busy with a lot of, busy punches and little pity-pat punches on Alvarez's guard. He was just kind of like pop on the guard, but he kept the jab in Alvarez's face on the outside, and I guess, Alvarez didn't really want to engage this time or even really set up the jab, like I said, that got him the right hand the first time. And again, man, the jab of Alvarez, it's a powerful weapon. He was getting out jabbed in the first fight by Kovalev, but his jab was still powerful enough that it kept Kovalev frustrated in the first fight. And again, it set up the right hand. But again, Alvarez, he was just waiting too much, trying to load up on the right hand while Kovalev kept fighting at that distance, just piling up points and committing to the harder shots like he did in the first fight. And that was Alvarez's mistake, not really pushing the pace and going to the damn body. Like Kovalev's main weakness is the body. I don't care what kind of training camp he goes through, who the trainer is, John David Jackson, Buddy McGirt, the body is always Kovalev's, his that's his weak point. So I really would have thought Alvarez would have closed the distance, try to take Kovalev at his element, go on the inside, what he really needed to do, and just kept trying to, rough him up on the inside and then maybe set up a counter. But it wasn't really until round 6 when Alvarez did land one big right hand that kind of got Kovalev's attention. But then Kovalev, he just went right back to doing what he was doing, and Alvarez did land a few body shots in the in round 6 and kind of got a reaction out of Kovalev. But again, the round to me was still too close. I would still have to give that round to Kovalev. Like, I couldn't really give any rounds to Alvarez in that first half. Second half of the fight, Alvarez, he started trying to apply the pressure, going to the body a little bit more, but only in spots where, again, Kovalev, he was really not sitting on his punches too much, sitting on the heavy shots. He would just kind of land and move. He was just kind of outlag Alvarez, kind of back Alvarez up, not really committing to the hard shots, because it was still like Alvarez was intimidated by Kovalev's power. Like, he didn't want to take the shots that he did in the first fight to get his own off. So every time he would back up, Kovalev would just say, oh, this is my chance to let go. And that's what he would do. Where, again, Alvarez, to me, he really needed to capitalize on the moments on the inside, man, on that damn inside, man. Just start landing the right hand more than once, behind the jab. Stop trying to swing like a home run like he was doing, or he was landing the right hand every once in a while. It was just like once or twice a moment, but not clean enough to get, on Kovalev's chin to really rock Kovalev. That's why he was falling behind, just because of the lack of work by like round 9 and 10. I mean, he was just getting swept most of these rounds. And like I said, just to him waiting, it was letting Kovalev get off and get the better work. Later rounds, like 10, 11, and 12, Alvarez was just letting Kovalev land. And these weren't the hardest shots. Like I said, Alvarez was just letting him get off the more shots. Because even whenever Alvarez would let go, he would pop Kovalev in some spots. You could see a little mouse on the Kovalev's right eye when he did let his jab go. But to me, Alvarez kind of came out looking clean, because he really wasn't getting, his clock clean like he was in the first fight by Kovalev. Kovalev hit him with some hard shots in the first fight, but he weathered him and he stayed in there to get his own hard shots off. But this time, he was just kind of on the back foot, letting Kovalev land more, looking for the big shot, which isn't something you do against a boxer, especially somebody, like Kovalev, who's gonna, learn as he goes throughout the fight, especially with Buddy McGregor on his side. He was training him in this fight not to take the fight to Alvarez and just to fight a more disciplined fight, go the distance. So all of that time, it was Alvarez's job to outwork Kovalev and look for the knockout in this fight, kind of take Kovalev out of that element and put that pressure to the body. And you could have knocked him out. He could have knocked him out, man. He could have set him up, because, I mean, committing to the hard shots, that would have got Kovalev a lot more gunshot, but he didn't do that. He stayed on the back foot, waited too much, and let Kovalev get off and be the sharper boxer in this fight. But, yeah, man, that's why I just say, man, like, overall in this fight, it kind of just shows you, there are levels to the game, and then there's levels to the game. Like, there's guys who fight world class for a period of time to get to that belt. They level up to get that belt, but then there's that next level. That's like that bonus level, that hidden level that every fighter out there, they want to go for. They want to complete the game. They want that 100%, where they want to prove that, hey, I am the best fighter. This is mine. This is my game. This is my sport, where I want it all. I want all the reign of the, I want all the belts. I want the reign. I want to defend my title. But this fight, Alvarez kind of just showed, like, I don't know what I want. I mean, maybe he was off that night. Maybe it was the weight. I don't know. But he really didn't show that he wanted to fight. And Kovalev just came off looking like the better boxer. But, yeah, again, still, I'm not really the biggest Kovalev fan. But, yeah, he did shut out Alvarez in this one. Maybe 2 or 3 rounds. Like, it's really hard to even give Alvarez 3 rounds. Maybe I gave him like 1 in the first half and 1 in the second half. But overall, man, it was just like a boxing lesson Kovalev put on with the help of Buddy McGirt. But again, from here, man, like, I want to see something else from Kovalev. Like, this is pretty much his last go round. I don't want to see him fight anymore. They'll stay busy, knockouts in between. If he wants to prove he is the best now, go for Vazdik, Beterbiev, go for one of these other champions too. It's time to just see some more unification in the light heavyweight division, man. But I know Bivol, he has a title defense coming up against Joe Smith Jr. So hopefully, man, he can line up a fight with one of these other title holders, because that's all I want to see from here. But Alvarez, man, he got to go back to the drawing board, man. Go back to the drawing board mentally. You know what I mean? Like, he got the skills, he got the jab, but as far as that, that pulling the trigger, that click, man, he was empty. He was empty on the rematch, man. He wasn't firing off the hard shots. I don't know what it was. It was just an off night for him, man. But yeah, overall, just a decent fight, man. Just a decent fight. It was kind of disappointing on Alvarez's part, man. But let me know what you guys think about the fight in the comments section. What did y'all think of the whole performance of both guys? Just let me know what y'all think in the comments section, and just make sure y'all subscribe, man. Kind of support my channel, man. I'm trying to get trying to grow the channel, do some better videos on this channel. But yeah, just subscribe here, Combo Breaker 99, as well as subscribe to the Jab Effect YouTube channel. And yeah, that's where I do more on the boxing podcast thing over there. So yeah, just make sure you guys support me, subscribe. I'll see y'all guys later with another video. Peace.